Remember the moment when you found your dream? The kind of dream where no matter what people say, no matter how impractical it sounds, you just know that this is the one thing that makes you happy. But sometimes, even after you've chosen your dream, there comes a moment that quietly asks you, are you sure you're choosing this over everything else? Recently, I found myself asking that question too. Unsure, quietly doubting my question, wondering if this path was truly worth choosing again and again. And who would have thought that playing Sixtar Gate Stargazer would give me the confirmation I needed? On the surface, it looks like a simple rhythm game, but as I played, I realized it was giving me something much more than that. So today, I want to share my experience with this game to you who might need this message if you're going through something similar. I hope this game can slowly heal your heart and remind you why you choose your dream in the first place. Huge thanks to Smilegate for making this possible by providing me with a review code and for allowing me to share this experience with you. Welcome to Heartful of EXO Cozy Corner, a cozy little space where the magic of storytelling brings you comfort. Before that, if you love visual novel story-rich or otome games, or if you want to learn Japanese with otome games and experience some heart-fluffy romance, I suggest you to subscribe to this channel because you are in the right place. Sixtar Gate Stargazer is a spin-off of Sixtar Gate Star Trail, where we step into the shoes of the captain as the protagonist and follow the story of Dorimi, a free-spirited guitarist, and how she slowly learns what it truly means to chase her dream. Right from the start, the game gives you two modes. First, there's Adventure Mode, where you follow Dorimi's story, and then there's Travel Mode, where you can just focus on playing the rhythm game. Personally, I really recommend taking some time to test and adjust the rhythm gameplay to your liking because how you play it will really affect your immersion and overall enjoyment. I'll talk more about this later. As for the story itself, it's short and lighthearted, and I have to say, Dorimi as a main character is just so cute. She's bubbly, expressive, and full of personality, which makes following her journey feel really warm. But despite that, of course, she also has her own weaknesses, which is totally fine because nobody's perfect and everyone's still learning. And honestly, I kinda get her. That's what makes her feel really human and relatable to me. I also really love the art style and visuals in this game. The overall vibe actually reminds me of Binary Star otome game, not in terms of the story but more in terms of atmosphere. So it brings a bit of nostalgia for me. The small CG moments are especially adorable. I'm really glad they included those because I always appreciate little details like this, and they really help you immerse into the story naturally. Plus, the voice acting adds a lot to the experience. There are both Japanese and Korean options available, and I personally choose the Japanese voice acting, and it didn't disappoint at all. As you progress through the story, the game slowly introduces you to its songs as well. Some tracks can only be unlocked by completing certain story chapters, while others can be unlocked using an in-game currency called Volt. So yes, after you finish a song, you will earn Volt, and you can use it to unlock more music. There are around 40 original songs in the base game, and on top of that, there are plenty of DLC packs available if you want to upgrade your tracklist. What I really appreciate is that you can listen to the songs first before deciding to purchase them, so you know exactly what you're getting. And to be honest, I'm already eyeing some of the DLCs. One thing that feels quite different from the previous Sixtar Gate game is the rhythm system itself. Instead of using a keyboard-based layout like before, Stargazer uses a 4-lane system which makes it really friendly, especially for rhythm game newcomers. The developer said this layout is meant to create a smooth and satisfying experience, and honestly, I gotta agree with that. Each lane can actually be mapped to two different buttons, so you have more flexibility depending on how you like to play. For example, I played this using a controller, and for the left lane, I could press either the X button or the left arrow, and that alone already made the experience so much more fun for me. And if you're using a keyboard, you can freely remap the controls however you want. Once everything clicks, the rhythm gameplay feels smooth, satisfying, and really enjoyable. There are 3 difficulty types in this game: Cosmic, Stellar, and Void. Cosmic is basically the beginner level, Stellar feels like the normal difficulty, and Void is the advanced one. Personally, I enjoy Stellar the most. I don't know how other people enjoy rhythm games, but for me, what makes it fun is being able to feel the beat of the music. It's not just about pressing the right buttons or getting a high score. I really love when I can flow with the song and fully immerse myself in it. I'm quite sensitive to music, so when the rhythm feels messy or off, it immediately breaks my immersion and ruins the experience for me. That's also why I personally don't play Void. I've tried it, and yeah, no. For me, the beats feels too all over the place, and honestly, it just makes me painfully aware of how bad I mess up. But if you love a challenge, go for it. And if you just want to enjoy the bass rhythm and chill, Cosmic is also totally fine. For me though, Cosmic can sometimes feel a bit too slow, especially for certain songs. But even though the difficulties are categorized as Cosmic, Stellar, and Void, each song still has its own difficulty number. So if a song naturally has a faster tempo, even its Cosmic difficulty can feel harder than other tracks. And honestly, I really appreciate the variety here. There are songs with slower beats, faster beats, a lot of different rhythms to enjoy. Now, about the music itself. Most of the songs lean toward band style and rock. At first, I actually thought this was the reason I couldn't enjoy the game. Rock isn't really my go-to genre, though to be fair, it fits Dorimi really well. But turns out that wasn't the real problem. And this is exactly why earlier I said it's really important to test and adjust the rhythm gameplay to your liking before diving deeper into the game. What I genuinely love about Sixtar Gate Stargazer is how much you can customize the gameplay and visuals. For me, enjoying a rhythm game means hearing the music clearly and feeling the beat properly. So I ended up turning the note sounds and fold sounds all the way down to 0. Those sounds were actually what bothered me the most. They made it hard for me to focus on the music, and whenever I missed a note, everything sounded messy and completely broke my immersion. You can really hear the difference between the default settings and my adjusted settings. After adjusting the settings to my own liking, the difference was huge. Suddenly, the game felt so much better, the music flowed naturally, the gameplay felt satisfying, and even songs I thought I wouldn't vibe with became genuinely fun to play. Honestly, I wish I had done this from the very beginning. Once everything clicked, I found myself fully immersed in the music, really enjoying the rhythm, and I love how the notes sparkle when you hit them. It's such a nice visual touch and super satisfying to play. I'm really glad the game lets us adjust the settings to match our own playstyle, not just the gameplay but also the visuals. You can decide whether you want the notes to appear bigger or smaller, how fast they come down, and overall how the screen feels for you. This is my preferred setup, but you might enjoy something completely different, so feel free to tweak it until it feels right for you. And because of that, this game became such a perfect way for me to unwind. Whenever my head feels heavy or I'm just tired and want something fun that doesn't require too much thinking, I play this game. And I gotta say, it works so well. It genuinely brings my mood back up, makes me feel more energized, and reminds me how much I actually love rhythm games and music. And of course, there are top 3 songs that I always have to play every time I boot up the game. One of them is Over the Dream or Kumul Nomoso. That song is just so good. The beat, everything, I love it so much. It's hard to explain, but it just hits right. 아팠던 기억들 전부 소중하니까 언젠가 우린 스스로 빛나게 될 거야. Okay, that got a bit long. But it's really just because I love this song so much. Kumu no Moso, you really need to hear it. I'm currently on a mission to get pure blue, which basically means a perfect triple S on all 3 of those songs. I'm not quite there yet, but I will get there. Once you found your gameplay style and everything finally clicks, that's when I think you should really dive into the story. Even though the story feels short and lighthearted at first, it's actually surprisingly deep, especially in how it talks about dreams. It is very heartwarming. I honestly thought Sixtar Gate STARGAZER was just going to be a normal rhythm game, but unexpectedly, it gave me more than just music and beats. At the end of the story, there's one line Dorimi says that completely stayed with me. I won't spoil it, but that felt like it was speaking directly to me. It answered a question I've been struggling with lately, a question I didn't need a solution for. I just needed someone to confirm it for me. And somehow, Dorimi did exactly that. So, thank you, Dorimi. I really needed that. The story itself may be short, but the way the music flows, the way each beat feels connected to Dorimi's growth, it made me slow down and really feel everything. I didn't just play the songs, I genuinely enjoy every single beat of them. I'm really grateful I got a chance to play this game and experience Dorimi's story, and I hope this review can help spread Dorimi's message and maybe bring a little comfort to the hearts of people who need it too. So, that wraps up my review of Sixtar Gate STARGAZER. I'm really curious, what do you think about this game? Do you feel like you're the kind of player this game was made for? If you decide to try it, I would love to know which song becomes your favorite and which moment resonates with your heart the most. And if you enjoy games with a similar emotional vibe, you might also like my previous video on Milano's Odd Job collection. It's a very different kind of story, but it gave me a similar sense of warmth through the feeling of accomplishment and reward. I will leave the video right here. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!